Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 and the Champions League quarterfinals in our first season at Tottenham, and better yet, we have been drawn against Bayer Leverkusen. It's a real opportunity to make it into the semi-finals of the Champions League. Now last time we had that fantastic 4-0 turnaround on Ajax after losing the first game 2-0, a brilliant comeback from the team, especially following a defeat to Liverpool in the EFL Cup final a few days before. Since then, we have gone on to beat Watford 3-1 away from home in the FA Cup, which has set up a semi-final at Wembley against Manchester City. You will notice that man of the match in this game was Odsonne Edouard, our former player. Alex Telles with the ball in though, and Matthias Henrique scored the first goal. It might have been Dele Alli, either one of them. Henrique then in behind for Anthony, ball across, came out, David Neres whipped in the finish for 2-0. We got a third as well. Edouard with a free kick first, and terrible keeping from Onana against his former teammates give Edouard the goal. But Neres in for Berda, who got a rare goal for the team. But Odsonne Edouard, you may remember, we signed him for £30 million in our first season at Ajax. He was our first really big signing, did so well for us, 19 then 18 league goals, and then sold for £80 million to Arsenal, where they then sold him as a flop for £20 million to Watford. So he hasn't had the best of times since leaving us for Arsenal for £80 million. A fantastic bit of business that was. And then we took on Aston Villa away from home, managed to get a 3-0 win here, reasonably comfortable. They had a man sent off for a second yellow card, Cesar Azpilicueta, a former Barcelona player of ours. Lozala with the long throw-in, missed by everybody. Greenwood with a sensational overhead kick to make it 1-0. He then scored a free kick directly from a second yellow that Azpilicueta picked up to compound their misery. And later on, Neres' shot blocked. Bernard put it in, and Harry Kane with a near post header, his 25th goal of the season, a season where he was out for nigh on 3 months through injury. So he really has had an excellent time. But we are nearly getting back to full strength. We've still got Xerxes out, which is a big loss. Lorenzo is suspended. A few players unregistered, but that doesn't matter. We are basically back to full strength, and what a time to get back to full strength. So we're going to play today. I'm going to put David Neres in at left flank. So we've got Neres, Kane, Greenwood and Ambere in the front four. Kenner and Bellingham in the centre. Then Bernard, Diaz, Koulibaly and Lozala in defence with Onana in goal. It's a really strong team that we've got going out here away from home against Bayer Leverkusen. I'm really expectant that we get a win in this game. They've got a decent team. Adeyemi up top is not bad. Diaby. But you can see none of these are getting consistent 7.5 ratings. They're all just above 7 or just below 7. So I'm expecting us to win this game without too much difficulty. We deserve to be in the semi-finals of the Champions League, given the way we've played this season. So let's just go out there, see if we can get the goal. I don't want to come away from this game without an away goal, because that was really nerve-wracking against Ajax when it was 2-0 at half-time in that second leg. But Ambere here trying to do it early on, nearly got it in. Bellingham to Ambere again, he can try once more. Instead he goes across to Kenner. Now David Neres. Kenner out wide to Bernard. Pulls it back to Kenner, and it's off the woodwork. So close there to an early away goal, which would have really set the tone for this tie. But unfortunately not able to get it. We do look like we're in control though. Kane over to Bellingham here in the rain in Germany. Bellingham going and has found the bottom corner. We haven't seen as many of those goals from outside the box this season like we did when we were at Barcelona. But Jude Bellingham has got his 7th goal of the season. He cost over £100 million. I think it was a £120 million signing. But he's just scored a fantastic goal to get us off the mark here in Germany and make it 1-0 as we look for a Champions League semi-final in our first season, which would be absolutely unbelievable. This season, regardless of how it ends, has been unbelievable. I was not expecting this when I came in. And Greenwood is in behind and nearly made it 2-0. Very good opportunity for Greenwood. He just couldn't quite execute it. But we're totally on top, and David Neres now attacking, look to do the damage. Oh, and that's going to be a second yellow after 18 minutes. And this Bayer Leverkusen team are now in all types of trouble. We've got to go in for the kill now. We can't sit on a 1-0 lead against 10 men away from home. We've got to try and get some goals. But so far they're shutting up shop and trying to limit the damage, I think. 1-0 down in this first half and now down to 10 men. It's going to be so difficult for them to get anything from this game. And just before half time, Lazala with the throw in towards Kane, cleared away. Comes to Koulibaly. Out wide to Lazala, beats a defender and then goes down. That looked like a dive to me, I have to say. It's going to be a penalty, surely. It is indeed a penalty which Harry Kane will take. Can he make it 2-0 and really just make us odds-on favourites for the semi-finals? He does. Harry Kane with the penalty. Goal number 26 this season for him. I always have a 30-goal-a-season striker every season, and Kane is obviously going to be that man. Not bad given he's playing in the false 9 role. What a penalty that was. He'll be the first player in that false 9 role to really do well in terms of goals scored since Dusan Tadic, our first false 9, who was absolutely sensational. Here is Palacios back. Goes out to the right hand side with Adeyemi. Palacios to Owuzu. Trying to build now by Leverkusen. We need to make sure they don't get a goal. We want to win this to 0 if we can. Owuzu back to Palacios. He's given it away to Greenwood. Now Kane to Bellingham. Ambere charging into the box. Saved. He keeps it in, but can't create the opportunity. Lazala with the throw in though. Goes deep to Kane, who has beaten the keeper to the header and made it 3-0 away from home. And surely this is the quarter-final all sewn up for us. Lazala with the long throw. Harry Kane with the header. He's loving scoring in the Champions League this season. I think he's the competition's top goal scorer. But he's made it 3-0 and we are heading towards this semi-final at an absolute canter. I have no idea who we're going to play in the semi-final. I didn't stop to look at the semi-final draw. But here's Bella Kotchup, sends it back. Ball forward to Marquet. He sends it back. Goes out wide to Vinaga. Ball in, and Adeyemi scored. That's really lax from the team to give away a goal there. We're playing 10 men. That should not be happening. That's so poor. We've got Koulibaly and Diaz in the middle. Between them, they should be dealing with this. The ball went in. I don't know what happened between the fullback and Diaz there. But really poor that between the two of them, they let Adeyemi get in and score the goal. I think they both gave up responsibility. And it's one shot on target, one goal for this Leverkusen team. Ambere not doing that well since coming back from injury, so he can go off. Might also take Diaz off. We've not really got anybody who can drop back there. Could take Neres off and bring Dele Alli on for a little bit. Just rotate the team, keep them fresh. Playing a lot of games in quick succession at the moment. But we do need another goal, really. I don't want to go with just a 2-goal advantage. This is such a big opportunity away from home. Bellingham coming forward. Goes for it again and was not far away from the top corner there. A bit harder and he would have found it, I think. 10 minutes to go. Team not reacting well to some feedback. I think they're being a bit prissy, if you ask me. Chukwueze puts it in. It's cleared away. As long as we don't concede another. Ruben Diaz bringing it forward. Finds Bernard. Over to Bellingham. Now Kenner. Out wide to Lazala. Into Chukwueze. Cleared away. Kenner's there. Dele Alli off the defender and in. Dele Alli just makes absolutely sure there. 4th goal in this game. 4-1 now. 7 goals for Dele Alli this season, which is not bad for a player that I thought I would not be using very often, but he's so versatile. And he's got the goal there off the defender and in. It was on target, so it counts as his goal. And we are nearly there. A couple of minutes to see out, and we will be pretty much in the semi-finals of the Champions League. What a performance by the team there. Yes, we were playing 10 men, but we did already have the lead at that point. It's been a really strong performance. PSG beating Benfica in the other quarter-final. And if we just have a look at what happens in the other two quarter-finals, we will get an idea of how we might get on in the semi-finals. So there's a couple of Portuguese teams in here. So Bayern Munich have won, Man City won. I think we know what that shake-up's going to be like. So all to play for in the Champions League. Going into that semi-final, Chelsea getting smashed by Man City, which is really interesting. But looking ahead, I think what we'll probably do is go ahead to the FA Cup semi-final. I can always turn the camera on if we are facing the comeback of the century against Bayer Leverkusen, but I think a 4-1 win away from home, you would expect us to cruise into the semi-final. So let's do the FA Cup semi-final in the second game of this episode, and we'll see the highlights of the Wolves and Bayer Leverkusen games in the meantime. Thankfully, the game against Bayer Leverkusen did not blow up in our face. It was a comfortable win in the end with a rotated team. But first up, we beat Wolves 2-0 in a decent Premier League game. The team put them in a strong performance. Didn't feel the need to make any substitutions for this one because I knew I was going to rotate the team against Bayer Leverkusen. And I wanted to just see out the win. And Berry with a corner put in. Kenner came out to get it. He then drilled in the effort extremely hard past the goalkeeper for 1-0. Then Luzala, taking the ball down the right, came to Greenwood, his shot blocked, and Bellingham very unselfish in setting up Harry Kane for the finish for 2-0. And then against Bayer Leverkusen, unlikely hero in Troy Parrott for this one, who came in for a start with Matthias Henrique starting up front alongside him. We managed to get a very comfortable victory. Parrott's header came back to him and he finished it past the goalkeeper for 1-0. Parrott then charging forward, had players up there with him, beat everybody and then scored himself in the top corner. Absolutely sensational stuff to wrap up the tie. And then a long throw goes in, missed by everybody. Parrott looked like he'd get the finish, but it was Chukwueze's goal denying Parrott the hat-trick there in the Champions League. But the Champions League has gone extremely well, and it means that we have Manchester City in the semi-final of the Champions League. Now they are currently down in 7th place in the league behind Leicester. They are struggling a bit, 53 points, 11 defeats. So there's a huge opportunity here. Paul Halsley, their current manager, their interim manager, because their permanent manager was sacked in the middle of the season. Carlo Ancelotti was there for 4 years and has won quite a few competitions with them. He won the Premier League with them, he won a couple of Carabao Cups and FA Cup. And he's been sacked, so they have a temporary manager in charge who has won the leasing.com trophy. I'm not sure that counts as his trophy, but it's been given to him, so you can't take that away. Anyway, we take them on in our first semi-final here, which is going to be a tough one to get past. I'm just remembering it was Newcastle we did beat them in the AFL Cup quarter-final. We beat them in the Premier League. I think we beat them again in the Premier League as well. So we've had a reasonably good record against them. We need to keep that up here in this semi-final, and then in the next episode we will be taking on the Champions League semi-finals against City. So a lot of games against City to come up, but we're doing well in the league as well. Just a quick reminder that we're 3 points clear now with a game in hand, because Man United lost to Aston Villa, a team that have beaten us this season as well, yet find themselves in a little bit of a relegation scrap. I mean, that they are pretty much already safe. But that gives us a huge advantage. So going out there today against Man City at Wembley, we have Ali, Kane, Greenwood and Ambere, Kenner and Bellingham. Now Kenner also English, so we've got a lot of English players out there today. Bellingham, Kenner, Ali, Kane, Greenwood. Very nice to see. Bernard, Diaz, Lorenzo, Luzala and then Onana. Luzala also English in defence, so a lot of English players out there at Wembley. I'm hoping that might give us a little bit of an advantage, a bit of extra passion in the team to go out there and get the win against Man City. So I do expect them to be in the final. They seem confused by the fact that I expect them to be in the final, despite the fact we're in the Champions League semi-final and also going for it in the Premier League as well. 10 minutes gone on the clock, not a lot happening at the moment. We've had the first shot, but it's a very tepid start. Man City currently not reacting well to the feedback, so if I tell the team to get creative, that could give us a little bit of an opportunity here. We are in control of the game at the moment. The City team under temporary management could really struggle to get going, but we can't count on that. We need to do our job, we need to go out, we need to get a goal, and we need to try and win this game as we head towards half time with no highlights and not a lot going on. And there you go, we're totally in control. City have not had a chance yet, and while I am actually happy with the performance so far, I'm going to tell them I'm not. A little bit of reverse psychology, see if we can trigger a reaction from the team. And here's Bernard with a long throw in towards Greenwood. It's cleared out. Dele Alli to Bernard again. beats the defender, whips it across, and there it is. Ambere on the volley gives us a lead at Wembley against a City team that are yet to have a shot at our goal. That's a really good way to take control of the tie. Bernard on the left flank beats the tackle, whips it across, and Ambere arriving into the back of the net to make it 1-0. A very, very good goal from Walter Ambere, or Walt as we call him on the training ground. Bernardo Silva on the attack, beats a defender. Could we be looking at City's response? It's blocked out by Bernard. Dele Alli then tries to release Greenwood, but it's come back for City's midfield. Back to Upamecano. Out wide to Hector Bellerin, who plays it across to Fabian. This is still a dangerous City team. We can't forget that. Just because they've lost quite a few games this season doesn't mean they can't come back, and they are doing that now. Bellerin puts it across, and João Felix has put that one over the bar. So we get a lucky break there. We've got a corner though. Going to be Ambere to take the corner. He puts it into the near post. Upamecano away. Kenner, edge of the area. Pulls it back to Ambere. Greenwood with the header. Makes it 2-0. 18th goal of the season for Mason Greenwood. Comes back, the former United player, to haunt Manchester City. Excellent goal from him to take us up. And he's going to be that player heading towards 18 goals. I don't think too many others are going to hit 20 goals this season. It'll just be Harry Kane and Greenwood, I think. But a very good, powerful header from Mason Greenwood. A very good first season for him at the team. And it looks like we're heading to an FA Cup final against Liverpool. Our second cup final against Liverpool this season, unless Manchester City can mount a surprising comeback, which I would be very, very surprised at. Just change up the fullbacks here. Not what I want to do. Let's just show me what you've got. Right, I hate it when that happens. I'm never quite sure how you get off that screen. But corner for City ends up doing nothing. Alex Telles here with a long throw. Goes in towards Greenwood. Upamecano away. Ali out to Kenner. Back out to Alex Telles. He's got players in the box. Greenwood's one of them. And he scores another header. Mason Greenwood. Alex Telles with the assist. He's been a good signing, Alex Telles, for about 15 million. But Mason Greenwood, the £60 million English youngster, certainly has done his job this season. His second goal of the game. Our third. And we are cruising towards that FA Cup final now. Nothing Manchester City can really do to stop us. I'm going to rub it in by taking Bellingham off and bringing on Dornay Colleton, another youngster, to get some game time. We've blooded in quite a few youngsters this season, which has been nice given that it's our first season. We're massively overachieving and we're bringing through academy players as well. Dele Alli on the attack. Good save by Edison. That was bound for that bottom corner, but he just managed to palm it round the corner and out for a corner, which Alex Telles takes. Lorenzo's in there, it's ricocheted around, and there is a free kick for a foul on Bastoni, but it doesn't matter. We're pretty much there now. Telles with the long throw in towards Greenwood, on towards Kane, and that's offside. It won't count from Harry Kane. Unfortunately, I would have liked for him to get that goal. I think that would have taken him to 30 for the season. Got another chance though. Telles, long ball in. Kane's there, comes out, and Dornay Colleton nearly scoring there. Would have been a sensational goal. We've got a free kick, and this is a chance for Greenwood to get his hat-trick. He's excellent at these free kicks, and Greenwood has done it. Hat-trick for Mason Greenwood here against Manchester City, making it 4-0. We have torn them apart, and Manchester City are going to be terrified when it comes to that Champions League semi-final after this performance. We've absolutely smashed them. They're currently without a manager. Let's hope that continues into that Champions League semi-final. But a fantastic performance by the team today. We're into an FA Cup final in our first season. We've been absolutely fantastic in all competitions, and now we have Liverpool to get revenge on in a cup final at Wembley. A few games in the Premier League to get through first. 11th place West Ham and 18th place Burnley. Should be a couple of nice victories. But if we just look at that schedule, we'll pick up next time against Man City. 2 games against them, and then we'll have to see where we finish up. Games against Liverpool and United in the league could be massive. Liverpool 5th, United though currently top of the table, but we have a couple of games in hand on them, so lots to look forward to. Do drop a like on the video if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new, but until next time, see ya.